Welcome to Cooking Wild. Today we're going to make bacon wrapped duck breast glazed in barbecue sauce made right here in Oklahoma. Our side dish is going to be a twice baked potato, and for dessert we're going to have homemade strawberry pie. Stick around because we're cooking wild. We are going to make bacon wrapped duck breast. I am going to season them and put some pepper jack cheese in them and roll them up in bacon. We're going to sear them in the cast iron skillet and then we're going to finish them off in the oven. So to get started, we're going to mix our seasonings together. I have about a teaspoon of Creole seasoning, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and I am going to add a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper just because we don't want it to be too hot. And I'm just going to kind of mix this together. So I have my duck breast. I have tenderized them, flattened them out, and they've been soaking overnight in buttermilk. So I am going to go ahead and just pull one of them out, and we're going to tenderize it and thin it out just a little bit more. We want it to get it nice and thin because we're going to roll it and it's going to take it longer to cook through the middle. So we want to make sure that that piece is nice and thin. So we've got our duck breast tenderized, and I am going to go ahead and cut my bacon just in half here. And we are going to season it with our mixture that we made. And then I'm going to put a little bit of pepper jack cheese in it. I'm going to get 4 of these pieces. Fan them out a little bit broader. They just are barely overlapping, and just to hold the breast in. I put my duck breast on top of the bacon, my 4 pieces of my fanned out bacon, and I am going to just roll this. And I'm gonna just toothpick it to hold it temporarily until I get me some butcher's twine. I'm gonna cut it and tie it around our roll. So I'm gonna get some butcher's twine. Just kind of slide it up underneath there. Those toothpicks out. another piece. Just to keep it held together, I'm going to cut off these little loose ends of the twine. And I'm going to continue doing all of the breast just like this, and then we're going to sear them in the cast iron skillet, and we're going to finish them off in the oven. So I'm just going to set this over here and just keep working. So now that we have our duck breast prepped, I've got them all seasoned, and I've got pepper jack cheese in the middle, rolled in bacon, and tied up. I am heating my cast iron skillet. I'm going to put just a little bit of oil and some butter in here. And we're going to let that get nice and hot. And we are going to sear our duck in the cast iron skillet, and then we're going to put it in the oven at 450 and finish it out. So we have our cast iron skillet nice and hot. It had oil and butter in it. And I'm going to go ahead and put in our duck breast, and we're just going to sear them in the skillet on both sides, and then we're going to finish them off in the oven. Turn this up to high. And we're just going to let those sit and get a good sear on each side for probably 3 or 4 minutes before we flip them over and get the other side. And we will be right back.
Planning a weekend away in your camper? Take your Bravado Wireless home internet with you. Right now, our most popular internet plan has been chopped. While other internet providers are stuck at home with all of those wires and your obnoxious neighbor, Hank, you are free to take your wireless router to your home away from home. Visit us at bravadowireless.com to find a store near you. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
So we have our duck in the oven finishing off, and we're going to go ahead and mix up everything for our twice-baked potatoes. I have pre-baked some potatoes and just hold them out. So my insides are here, and then this is my skins more or less. I am going to turn them skin down. We're going to put just a little bit of olive oil. We're going to brush some olive oil on the backs of the skins and season them, and then we'll go ahead and get the mixture going that we're going to stuff them with. So we're just brushing the skin. And we're just going to add kosher salt to the kosher salt to the back. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and skins in my pan. Probably have to get another pan as well. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna hold them out. Just a few. I'm gonna grab another pan and I'll be right back. So I found me a bigger pan that I think I can fit them all on. We're gonna try. We've got our potato skins. This is the inside of them. I'm gonna grab some butter really quick. So I've got some butter and I am just going to slice it up and just drop it down into my potatoes. All of this is gonna melt and heat back up when we put it in the oven. So we're gonna go ahead and season our potatoes and butter. I've got some coarse black pepper and just a little bit of salt, not a whole lot since we already have it on the skins of our potatoes. Let's give that a good toss. Then we have about 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. And then we're gonna add about a cup of cheddar cheese. And we have about a cup of pre-cooked bacon. Okay, now that we have that mixed pretty well, I am gonna get a smaller spoon and just put it into our potato boats, and then we will go ahead and pop those in the oven and let those brown up and melt. Okay, so we've got our potato mixture all mixed up. It's got cheddar cheese, sour cream, bacon bits, salt and pepper, and potatoes, of course. And I'm gonna just scoop some into our boats. Then we're gonna put it in the oven with the duck that's finishing off. And everything that's in this is already pre-cooked, so it's just a matter of baking it again and getting it all to melt and all of the ingredients to infuse together. Okay, we've got those filled up with our filling, and we're gonna pop these back in the oven and check on our duck, and I'll be right back.
From nationwide coverage to live high school sports to the great outdoors and so much more, we've got something for you. We're a local wireless carrier right here in Oklahoma. We work for your town, in your town. But great cell phone signal in rural areas is just scratching the surface. We also broadcast live events from all over eastern Oklahoma. High school football, basketball, baseball, dirt track races, livestock shows, and community events. Everything to keep you connected in your community. We're also producing original shows like Connect Outdoors and Cooking Wild that shines a light on real Oklahoman experiences. You can find us at bravadowireless.com. or you can search for us on Facebook or YouTube. You can even find us on the Oklahoma Sports Network. You can download their app straight to your phone, Apple TV, Smart TV, or Roku. We don't just create for Oklahoma, we are Oklahoma. We're Bravado Wireless, Oklahoma's service provider.
So I've got the duck out of the oven and the potatoes are finishing up. I'm gonna go ahead and plate them up here, and then we're gonna mix up some barbecue sauce to glaze them with. So we have our duck plated up and we're gonna mix up some barbecue sauce. This is one of my friend's family's barbecue sauce. It's made right here in Oklahoma. It's Murray's Authentic Sauce. They make a hot and a regular. This is actually the thick and sweet, but it's the regular flavor. And this is one of my very favorite sauces, and it's gonna complement our duck really well. So we're gonna take the hot, gonna put like about a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of honey, maybe a tablespoon, and maybe a tablespoon of brown sugar. And this is primarily to give it the glaze. The sweetness glazes over, the sugars do. Just mix this together, and we're just gonna brush it onto our bacon wrapped duck breast. So we have our duck glazed with our barbecue sauce, and we're gonna let it rest. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out our twice baked potatoes out of the oven, and I will be right back. So our potatoes just came out of the oven, and I am gonna top them with just a little bit of ranch seasoning, just a tiny pinch per potato. You can also mix the ranch seasoning in with the potatoes as well if you want. So our potatoes are done, our duck is done, and we're gonna move on to dessert. We're gonna have strawberry pie. So we're gonna come back and start that.
You have a voice, a right to stand up against overpaying for data you don't use from companies that don't live where you live. We are Bravado Wireless, and we are here to answer your call for a better plan right here in southeastern Oklahoma. Now get 2 lines with unlimited talk and text and 14 gigabytes of shared data for only $64.99 a month, because costs should never stop you from connecting with those who mean most to you. We are Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
So today for dessert, we're gonna make a strawberry pie, and we are gonna start by adding 1.5 cups of water, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 1 cup of sugar, and we're gonna heat this up until it is thickened up. And then we will add in 1 box of strawberry jello. It's just the 3-ounce box, just the small box of the strawberry jello. So this will give us our pie filling. I've got a shortbread pie crust here. You can make this pie with a graham cracker crust, and you can even make it with a regular pie crust. It's entirely what you prefer. I like the shortbread crust with this. And so I've got 2 cups of fresh strawberries sliced and rinsed off, and I'm gonna put them in the bottom of our crust. And then once we get our jello and sugar mixed up together, then we'll pour it over the top, and then we're gonna put it in the refrigerator and let it set up. Then we're gonna serve it with whipped cream. So you'll just, once we get this thickened up, we'll pour it over the top and let it set up, then we'll put whipped cream on it. So I'm gonna go ahead, continue stirring and heating this up, and we will be right back. So our sugar and cornstarch and water mixture has thickened up, and I'm just letting it cook for about a minute or so. Then I'm going to stir in the 1 box of the instant strawberry jello. And I'm just going to stir this in here until it's the jello. I'm gonna stir it in until the jello is dissolved, and then it's gonna be done. We're gonna pull it off the heat. So we have our jello all the way dissolved in our sugar, water, and cornstarch mixture, and I'm gonna pour it over the top of the strawberries into the pie shell. We got our gelatin put into the pie crust, and we're gonna allow that to cool off. We're gonna put it in the refrigerator and let it set up, and then we'll bring it out and top it with Cool Whip. I hope you enjoyed cooking with me today. For more meals and other original shows, head over to bravadowireless.com. I'm Amber, and we've been cooking wild.